Hey everyone, and welcome back to more Scrap Mechanic. Before we get right into Scrap Mechanic City Episode 2, I wanted to make a bit of an announcement as far as the channel is going. I've made the decision. I am no longer going to be making these themed playlists of creations, and the reason why is because now that the Steam Workshop is really full-fledged, and lots of creations are getting uploaded to it, it doesn't make sense for me to really limit myself to the creations that I'm making by making these worlds, because the worlds, you don't download the world anymore unless there's something substantial in the world. So I'm gonna lean away from that and start just doing a straight series of Scrap Mechanic suggested creations, which will be called SMSC, and so that will just pertain all of the creations in a straight set of episodes without all the little parts in between, so that way it'll just be one playlist of one episode each time of the creations. So I'll leave the ones that I already have the way they are now, just because I don't want to confuse anyone. But from now on, though, the suggested creations, like I said, is just going to be a straight series of episodes and no more little parts. So hopefully you guys don't mind that. It'll make it a lot easier to get a whole bunch of creations done, and I won't really limit myself to these different worlds that really don't matter anymore. So let's head into the city here. I heard there's a great restaurant I need to check out, and I figured what better way to get there than by taking a wonderful taxi into the city. I made this, I wanted to really make it look kind of dinky, like, you know, kind of like a fun little zippy car to drive around in, like a taxi would be. I got the yellow and black checkered looking stuff going on. All four doors open, of course, and in the back door here, actually, you can see it's very much so how a cab would be, with the kind of glass talking area, pay for it, and all that good stuff. So that was pretty neat. The doors are just there for show in the end, because when you get into the seat, you just pop out on top. So it's not hard to just kind of pop out, get out, no problem. But all the doors are hooked up to each seat, so you can easily shut it. So I'm gonna head into the city here, guys, and I will see you at this restaurant. Alright, here we are, getting into the city now. You saw this in a couple of the other shots there, the cool little garbage truck video that I chose to make. But I finished the interior, and I've started some other stuff as well that I'll talk about, and I'll show you a couple other things. So as you can see here, there's kind of like a bit of a taxi stand area, so you can actually kind of, know where the taxi stands are, and it's nice to have one right in front of this restaurant here. So I've added some windows on top of the restaurant to kind of structure the building a little bit more. But I'm pretty happy with the way this restaurant turned out, actually, as far as the interior goes. So you can see, you walk in here, and it's kind of like this modern wooden look anyway. So you got booths on either side there, 3 booths there, and 3 booths here on the other side, as well as some independent tables in between here that you can walk in between and stuff like that. You got the hostess or host table at the front here with a little cactus and a kind of generic chandelier hanging up top. I was really happy with these, the way these wooden cross beams go about, actually, and they add quite a bit of depth to the actual building, because as you can see, there's a gap there. So I think that turned out really nice. So in the back here, you have kind of like maybe just a little waiting table, as well as the kitchen line here for serving up the dishes. So we'll go here into the kitchen. I'm pretty happy with this, actually. There's a couple things in here that I will be putting on the Steam Workshop. So this fridge here, you can open that up. This will be on the Steam Workshop. Actually, at the end of every episode of Scrap Mechanic City, I'm going to just kind of post a picture of all the Steam Workshop items that I've added since the last episode, just so you guys can see them. You can pause the video and look at each one individually to see exactly what was added. I'll try and add as many as I can. I've gotten a few done for this episode, so hope you guys enjoy that. This is kind of like a nice range hood here with a whole bunch of cooking surfaces. Storage shelves here behind for all the food prep and everything that we'd need. Here I added a dishwasher, actually, so most restaurants kind of would have a dishwashing area so you can collect all the clean dishes here. Pretty simple stuff though. You can hit and hold that. You can kind of see there's the water jets and some type of racks there inside for the dishes. And underneath this main floor here, there's some storage as well as the start of kind of like a walk-in freezer. But I'm gonna put this entire world in for download, so you guys can actually enjoy the stuff as I'm making it. So maybe you guys can pop some stuff in here, fill up the freezer for the restaurant. Aside from that, though, there's not much else to it. I tried to add as much detail as I could, especially with these, hood vents and stuff like that, making it look a little more realistic. An interesting point, actually. You guys might be wondering, well, there's a second floor above you, but I don't see any stairs. And I thought of something pretty neat, actually. What if this whole restaurant was pretty independent from the building on top of it, and there's actually a pedway that you can use to get to the top? So maybe that side of the building up top there belongs to whoever might be moving into this building. But I thought it was pretty neat, actually. You can actually come into this adjacent building here and walk through the pedway, and then you're in the other building. I keep everything disconnected, as you can see here, just to keep lag at a very high minimal. And so you just walk in here. I can add something in here now, and there's a nice view of the city street that you can see, actually. There's the taxi there that I got dropped off in. And that's pretty neat. So I'm thinking I'll be able to add these pedways to quite a few different alleyways and get a really cool effect. And we can maybe go from building to building without actually having to even touch the road. Maybe just like a real city. As you can see, the dumpsters back here for the restaurant. And I'm gonna show you, actually, since it's all in the Steam Workshop, I'm going to show you guys quickly just how, say you had your garbage from the restaurant there like so, and you wanted to throw it into the garbage bin for collection with the garbage truck that's available. Then you can easily just come over here and whip that open. And what I do is, this is the easiest way for me anyway, is I just get a block of whatever, and you can pop it there and then grab your weld tool. So you're kind of like the, the restaurant worker getting that garbage out of there. You find it up here, and it won't weld. That's kind of strange, actually. Sometimes it won't weld. I don't know why. I don't know if you guys have been having issues with this weld tool here, but see, now it'll weld. It wouldn't weld up there, but it'll weld here. But anyway, you just quickly throw that on there and then break it off, and then your trash is loaded in the bin. And you can easily just get back under here and shut the top there, and you're done your chores at the restaurant. So aside from this restaurant, though, I did add one more section to the city that you guys can kind of check out in the world download, and that is the bus depot. So I am going to hop into this taxi and we'll go check it out. On my way over, actually, I decided I'd stop here quickly and just show some in-progress work here under construction. As you can see, the kind of townhouses that I started building. They're gonna look really nice. It's starting to really fill the city in, there's loads of room left anyway. And I was saying before, actually, I have a new graphics card in the mail. It should get here either by the end of this week or next week early, and we'll see a big jump in quality in the videos. But I'm going to carry on now and head over to the bus depot. Alright, here we are at the bus depot. I'm really happy with this. I'm keeping it pretty simple for now because I'm trying to keep lag to a minimum, and something like a bus depot, I mean, I could add some big crazy stuff. You might see I'm having a bit of lag now, which I apologize for. The new graphics card is going to change all of that, and it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited for it, actually. I can't even explain to you how excited I am. But here it is, guys, my little bus that I've made. It works well in the city, actually, and it's a lot of fun. You can drive around, and there's a bunch of bus stops that I've added to the world that you guys can check out as well. So it's really neat. It has a nice sliding door, as you can see here. You have to kind of jump in a couple times to get into the entire bus. But as you can see, it's very bus-like. Quite a few seats. I tried to make it as minimalistic as I could so it would fit the world. but I had kind of the money exchanger there and all that good stuff, a radio as well. There's also actually some wipers here. As you can see, I've added some nifty little details for wipers, which I thought was pretty neat actually. So you can easily just shut that door there on your side, and we'll take off into the city. I've added a rising gate here with sensors and a logic block. Might I say, it's the first logic block I've ever used! Yeah, I don't use them often, but I used it here. They're pretty easy to use. So the logic block has 2 sensors hooked up to it, so I can actually just kind of trip this front sensor here, and that'll open the gate. And it'll keep sensing the bus, so I just drive through, and it'll trigger both sensors now, and now I'm easily on the road. And as you can see behind you there, the gate will shut behind you. So this bus is really nice to drive, actually. It fits in well with the city, and it's really smooth. I can take it kind of on that highway portion, and it really doesn't deviate its course. It stays straight relatively well, and there's barely any corrections that you ever have to make. But as you can see here, it takes turns pretty well. The only problem, of course, is I made it pretty front-wheel driven so that you can get sharp turns. So unless you hit the gas, your turns are kind of slow. So it's kind of funny, actually, because if you've ever seen the movie Speed, where you can't slow down because the bus has a bomb on it, it's kind of like that. Don't slow down. And I would have blown up there. But I'm not really paying attention here. As you can see, though, you can really maneuver if you take your time, like you would with a real bus, actually. But there's bus stops kind of rolled around. You can easily just open your door, pick people up, drop them off again. I've added the horn here as well. But lots of fun to drive. See there, that was a nice corner there. You have to give the gas, turn it. It takes some practice. Like anything does that I make in this game, actually. You kind of have to practice. So let's wheel it in here to the back into the bus depot, and you'll see I have a sensor there on a couple bearings, and so those sensors there, as you can see, they're facing an angle. Whoops, that's kind of crazy. I guess I have to come in a little straighter at it. I wish I could add the range on that sensor to an even higher amount. But I'll try and sneak in here. There we go. And we'll just park that bus right back into the depot here. Try and do a half-decent parking job. Ah, beautiful. Well, there you have it, guys. A little update to the city. I'm very pleased to get the download out for you guys, so you guys can continuously download it. Every new episode, there'll be a new world download with all the stuff added to it, as well as a whole bunch of new doodads on the workshop. So if you guys enjoyed the video, then be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for endless scrap mechanic.